So I'd like to show you my strawberry patch that I've been working on for a couple of years. If you're new to my channel, I'll show you some past footage to kind of bring you up to date. But basically, I visited this little garden in March, and this is an area where I don't live. It's about 100 yards from a river, so it's sandy soil, which strawberries love. And so in March when I visited, I fed the garden a little bit of water-soluble fertilizer. There are a couple of different brands on the market now which are organic, and you can get those at the home improvement store. So I wanted to give them a try. Strawberries are pretty picky about their fertilization, so I went ahead and fed them real well when I visited in March. Now 2 years ago, I started this little strawberry patch by transplanting out some strawberry plants from my home garden. And my home garden, I had one strawberry plant that I think my son and I planted in 2012. And from that one strawberry plant, I had so many runners shoot out from it, and I've had some great strawberry harvest from it. But I wanted to do something with all the extra runners, so I thought I would start a patch out here by the river. So I guess I transplanted out about 30 plants in April of 2015. So last year in April in 2016, I side dressed the plants with a little bit of compost and peat moss, and I think I also sprinkled some wood ashes in there. And if you are familiar with growing in sandy soil, you know that the potash will quickly leach from your soil. So I like to put a little bit here and there in my garden. And of course, strawberries do like soil that's a little bit acidic, so I added some peat moss for that reason. And so I side dressed them all in April. Another thing that I did was to the new plants that were produced from runners from the plants that I put in 2015, I pulled the blooms off of those plants. Okay, so just to recap, you know, strawberry plants, most of the varieties are going to send out runners, and from those are just little vines that will shoot out from the main plant, and then there'll be a new plant. Okay, but that new plant, I like to pull the blooms off of it so that the roots can become established. Okay, but I did not pull the blooms off of the plants I put in 2015, and you can kind of tell the difference which ones are the mature ones and which ones are the new ones. So I pulled the blooms off the baby plants. And then in May, I had a wonderful strawberry harvest. So those were from about the 30 plants that I transplanted in 2015. So this year, I'm hoping for a better harvest, and we will see how it goes. You never know what'll happen. So I visited the garden. You know, those of you who are new to my channel, I don't live here. I just come out here about once a month. And so the plants were doing very well. They're greening up nicely, and there were blooms everywhere. So I went ahead and I fed them a little bit more of the water-soluble fertilizer right there at the roots. And I also dug up some plants and thinned them out a little bit and gave some to my neighbor. So I did notice there was a problem. I've noticed this in my garden before, and it looks like something is chewing the leaves. I've noticed also that I have grasshoppers everywhere, and these have been here as long as I can remember. So if I'm walking through the grass or the garden and my boot gets near one, they'll just start hopping around, and so I think that's the culprit. So I need to identify this little grasshopper. I understand there are some that can do a lot of damage to crops, and some that just do a very minor damage, not enough to treat for them. But I don't want to treat if it's not really going to cause me much problem. I haven't noticed much problem in the past, but if I start to notice they're eating my blooms, I will not be a happy gardener. So I will treat with pyrethrins, which is an organic control for grasshoppers and crickets, along with many other insects. So that's what I'll use, but I want to identify it first and just make sure, you know, that they're not chewing up my strawberry blossoms. So there you go. I'll be sure to keep you updated on the strawberry patch, and if you have any questions, please let me know below the video. I'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.